Hello, EZ, and welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us for the first time on YouTube, this is a series where I, Jonathan Maldhound, will politely and calmly review your commander deck's terrible and weird PP. Your PP is your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck. For this deck, it's I like big monks and I cannot lie. And your practicum is the stuff in the 99. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the idea, whether or not it is achievable at the bracket they want to play at, and whether or not we need to make any compromises to it. After that, we'll look at what's in the deck and how to make that work better. So you want to do Elsha, Spellslinger, Voltron, Overrunny. We want to be in competitive and consistent bracket 3. We would like to use Elsha to make 1/1 monks with prowess. We would like to use those monks to kill everybody. We would like to be able to threaten Voltron damage, but we kind of want to be able to threaten other damage since we're making all these tokens. That's totally possible. We're having a lot of issues, and that's pretty fair because Tempo Spellslinger is one of the hardest archetypes to get right. If you ever make any missteps in terms of how many card draw engines you have, how you sequence your spells, when you go for the win versus when you hold back and try to little bean, the whole house of cards will come falling down. So I will say this is a very hard archetype to do well, but it is possible to do it well. Elsha can be in the command zone. Now in the practicum, all this shit is wrong. All this shit is wrong. Now the things you discuss in this one's right. Good job. Now the things you discuss in your primer, some difficulties we're having is, man, it feels like either I get my card draw pieces, like I can cast spells to draw cards, but it doesn't make Elsha big enough to swing her safely, and then I feel really bad. Sometimes I get the stuff to buff her, but then I buff her and I get to hit somebody one time, and then like I get board wiped and I'm out of cards, and then I feel really bad. Sometimes they just shoot Elsha immediately and then I feel really bad. That's all very normal. So I'd like to walk you through what your creature buffing is doing, right? If we, let's say we play Elsha turn 3. Turn 4, you go to swing. You have this and Monstrous Rage in your hand. You cast both. Elsha gets two more power from prowess, so she goes to 3, then she goes to 6, then she goes to 9 from this. So she's a 9/9, or I don't know what the toughness is. She has 9 power, she has trample, she connects, you make a bunch of 1/1s. You're down a lot of cards, so you're very unlikely to be in a position to win the game on the next combat. You have terrified the table because they have seen your commander go from 1 to 9 in one combat, and no matter what you tell them, commander players are bad at math. So all they're going to know is, oh my god, Jason can sextuple, non-tuple. I don't know what the modifier for 9 is. Jason can multiply his commander's power by 9 in one combat, and then they go kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him. And we've spent all of our cards to not win the game. So what I think you should be leaning more into is cheap spells that replace themselves. We don't need Elsha to be huge. We actually don't want her to be that big in the early phases of the game. We want her to be just big enough to survive. That's it. Just big enough to survive. Just big enough to get us a little bit of value. We want to look like we are the one having the worst game at the table and then win. That is how Jeskai pop-off decks kind of have to maneuver unless you want to be a control player. So you're going to have to kind of go like, all right, I'm going to play Elsha, and maybe you probably have some degree of this already. You're going to go like, woo-woo, Shadow Rift, you can't block them, and the table's going to go, are you trying to kill us? And you go, no, I get 2 1/1s, pass, but you pass card neutral. Shadow Rift has drawn you a card, it has replaced itself. You now have 2 bodies for the next turn, and most importantly, you have mana held up to potentially cast something like Slip Out the Back to protect her, like a counter spell to protect her. I would probably lean more heavily on like the 1 and 2 mana blue and white protection spells, or I would use redirect spells, which red has, but it's still, I would say it's better to use the blue and white 1 mana protection spells because we can potentially use those aggressively on our turn as well. Um, you have not lived until you have phased out your opponent's blocker. Like, sure, they get a counter, but we get a prowess trigger, and Elsha tramples over. Really fun. So what else do we have? Draw. Okay. None of these choices are that bad. But I think we need to do more of combining them with creature buff. The stuff I really want to see in draw is like Whirlwind of Thought, Enduring Curiosity, Archmage Emeritus. You could also get freaky with Jory and Rune Diver. You can try to cast like 2 spells in a turn, because you can go like, okay, one is Shadow Rift, one is random bullshit go. I'm card neutral again. We really like, it's gonna be really hard to go card positive in this archetype. So what we care about is sticking an engine that lets us not run out of shit in hand. So let's draw engine, commander, Jeskai, Oracle, cast. This is gonna care about when we cast stuff. We talked about Emeritus. I don't think you should go. You talked about maybe going Aura Voltron. You can do it. It's going to be a totally different flavor to what you're currently doing. So I would recommend just trying to make this work, because this can definitely work. We're not casting on opponent's turns. Talked about Jory N. Alphanod can also do it. Katara could do it, but is not amazing at it. Voracious Bibliophile would be pretty solid, because most of your spells are going to target. Most of them are going to target Elsha or target the thing that's trying to block Elsha. Because, like, another great card. Untimely Malfunction. Hey, you guys can't block. Prowess trigger. Elsha's up to 2. I get 2 dudes. Like, the worst thing you can do with an Elsha deck is take a turn that makes you between 5 and 10 dudes. Because when you take a turn that makes you between 5 and 10 dudes, I can guarantee a couple things have happened. Number 1, you have terrified the hose. Number 2, you've probably tapped out to do it. And when you combine terrifying the hose and tapping out, what you get is the Blasphemous Act situation you talked about in the primer. Versus, I spend a little bit of my mana, I make some guys, and every turn you're chipping in for 2 guys, for 2 creatures, 3 creatures, very quickly you will have like 10 or more guys. And then you can try to take a turn where you tap out and you are like casting your whole hand, you're spending all of your resources, and you're trying to get your board to like 5/5 or bigger, and then you go for the kill. But that will make you able to leave mana up for things like Clever Concealment, for things like Flare of Fortitude, for things like, we're not going to have counters on them, so I'm not going to recommend Ripples of Potential. Like March of Swirling Mist to protect yourself. This is also another great one to point offensively, because you can phase out your opponent's creatures, and then bam, they can't block. We get a prowess trigger, 2 more guys. So we got to get comfortable with chipping in rather than going for the throat every time. So I love what we're doing with Rebound. I'm down with Flashback. High-Gam Strike is the right idea. It's just so expensive. You can try Aether Tunnel. I think you have enough good options that you don't have to do Aether Tunnel. One thing I might like more than Aether Tunnel is like Duelist Heritage. Just a really, really good white enchantment. Okay, my commander's gonna have Double Strike and Trample. And Double Strike and Trample means you just swing them with open mana, and most people are gonna go like, I don't think I want to block that. I don't think I do. That sounds dangerous. So you can do Duelist Heritage, you can do Blood Mist. The great thing about these cards is that they are going to be self-contained, and if your commander gets shot, your game plan has not exploded because you've gone down one card, and this will trigger prowess as well because they're non-creatures. So it's like the turn you play it, if you're curving out, you'll go, I have a 2/2 with double strike and trample. Maybe I can swing against one person, maybe I can't. If nothing else, I wait and I'm just like, I don't have anything good to do. And then you just make it like a 3/3 with double strike trample next turn. That puts you in the scary situation, so it is a bit more aggro. But like if they shoot Elsha, fuck it, dude. I still have my double strike enabler. So finisher. I'm okay with extra combats. I don't despise it. Okay, yeah. We need You, my friend, do not want to be doing as much mass disruption. We super don't want to do it on other people's turns. Sleep, I understand it's very tempting. It's also very expensive. I'm normally a very big proponent of, yeah, spend a bunch of mana, do a bunch of shit. For Elsha, you want to be doing a lot of like, oh, I'm sneaking in, tapping you, oop, sneaking in, oop, boop, right on the nose. We don't want to be tapping out to do a big thing, because when we tap out to do a big thing, everybody's just going to be fucking terrified of us. So I think if you adjust this draw section to have more engines, and you adjust this creature buff section to stop trying to make, to no longer trying to take medium scary turns and instead take minorly scary turns, while going card neutral, and then you take one big and scary turn, you're there, and it'll just function. Trying to think of some fun stuff we could do. This shit's crazy. This shit is crazy, by the way. This shit is crazy, by the way. If I have not said it before, this shit is crazy, by the way. I have no idea why they printed it. But again, like spells with flashback effectively go card neutral. You can do it in main phase 1. Like it is acceptable when all we have is Elsha, and it is fucked up super good when we have anything else. Because if you're doing this on a turn where you have, let's say, like 5 or more 1/1s, you get a counter on everything. You get a prowess trigger. Elsha gets double strike. You do it again for 2 more mana, so you spent 5 mana. You get another prowess trigger. You get another counter. One of your tokens gets double strike, and you just chuck damage. And if you have any more mana, you fucking explode somebody. So the stuff I would just like 100% cut. Brute Force, Monstrous Rage, Scroll of the Masters, Trumpet Blast, Titan Strength, War Flare, Siege Smash, Anticipate, Divination, Consider, Attacks and Probe, Ponder, Sensei's Divining Top, Aether Tunnel, I like You Come to a River. This is really cute. I kind of think Waves of Aggression, it's just so much mana. We really hate spending this much mana. Like, I'm only down with Overpowering Attack because of the free running cost. Like, I would sooner play, even though it's not going to give us the prowess trigger, I would sooner play Karlach as setup and then try to go for it the next turn, because we really want to be like, on the turn we're going for the win, we have to be spinning the fuck out of the wheel. We just have to keep going, keep going, keep going. I don't like Stroke of Midnight because it's so expensive. I do not like Return the Favor because it is so expensive. I do not like Baral's expertise for the same reason. I don't like Wings of Abandon for the same reason. But it is a good card. I'm down with all these guys. Dive Down's okay, but it should be just a thing that, like, we can almost certainly do better, right? Let me look at... like, even Boros Charm will bail you out of a board wipe. It will give your commander double strike. Dawn's Truce can bail you out, but I don't think you want to run that one. We don't love Essence Flux because it flickers, which is going to cheat us out of the combat. But, like, Restoration Magic, I think Hexproof and Indestructible has value over Hexproof and +0, +3, just because the prowess, like, we should only ever be swinging at people where prowess can get us over. We talked about stuff like March of Swirling Mist. Shore Up's really, really good, because that's going to take us from 1 power to 3 power for 1 mana and give us Hexproof, which probably fucks whoever's trying to block us. Not an artifact creature. And I saw something else that I liked. You could also consider having there's a 4-card package that I know 3/3 Elk likes to recommend a lot, which is just the holy trinity of protecting your commander. It is the mother, the daughter, and the holy creepy dog. So it's Mother of Runes, Giver of Runes, and Skrelv. These are, like, they don't contribute to prowess, but they are permanent-based ways to just be like, okay, my commander is unblockable for basically the whole game. My commander is unblockable and protected, and I don't have to keep going down cards to make them unblockable. And then the 4th card is Starfield Shepherd, because when you warp them, you can go find the one that you want. And so those are all the changes I would make. We have to go up on permanent base draw engines. You can go up on permanent base protection engines, but the mental change we have to make is casting, like, double casting pump spells on turn 5 is the worst thing we can ever do. The best thing we can do is cast Shadow Rift and, like, cast Flow State main phase 1 and then cast Shadow Rift. We want anything we can do to go card neutral, maybe creep up to card positive, and try to find these engines that are going to keep us going card neutral and just go 2 tokens a turn, please. 2 tokens a turn, please. Have some type of way to protect my board, please. And then late in the game, you just go like, all right, 4 instants and sorceries. Good luck. And that is how you get there, in my mind. So anybody who likes to play this type of deck, let me know what I missed in the comments. Otherwise, I wish you the very best, and I do hope this helps.